Brandon Bailey, and welcome to the Appalachian Entertainment School of Music. This is a guide to help you if you're interested in learning how to play music. All kinds of different instruments. We're going to learn piano, we're going to learn drums, we're going to learn keyboards, we're going to learn guitar, bass, maybe even some vocal stuff. At some point in time, we'd like to learn how to do some recording and some other things that are associated with that too. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. If you guys have any comments, be sure to leave them on the YouTube site. And look forward to telling you more. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Brandon Bailey from Appalachian Entertainment. We're going to do a little piano lesson today. This is basically the basics of piano, what it is, and how to play it. So, first thing I think is really super necessary is to recognize the notes of the piano. Now you notice that there's a repeating pattern here of black keys and white keys. The black keys repeat 2, then 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, so on and so forth. All the way up the neck, or up the keyboard here. To recognize where your notes are, the way it was taught to me was you look at the first, where the two notes are. The key to the left of the two notes is a C. So that's a C, that's a C, that's a C, that's a C, so on and so forth. And if you can recognize, you can hear that they're the same note, just at a different pitch, different octave. Okay. From there on out, you can count your keys up and down in every direction. C, D, E, F, G. At G, the notes start over at A, B, and then C again. So there's how you get back to your C. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, now you notice the black keys in here. These are accidentals. I've heard them called all kinds of different things. But the note above the C is called a sharp, or a C sharp. So this is a C sharp. Now if you go from D and you go down from D lower, it's also a D flat. So a C sharp note is the exact same thing as a D flat note. Same thing here. This is a D sharp note, and it's also an E flat note. Now you notice that there's no key between E and F, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Although sometimes you will hear of an E sharp. If you do hear of an E sharp, it actually is an F. But for all practical purposes, there's no such thing as an E sharp or an F flat. Okay, now we go to this next note. This is the F. So this is a F sharp or a G flat. We also go to the next black key. This is a G sharp or an A flat. And then the next and last black key is A sharp or B flat. So we have C, C sharp or D flat, D, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, B, and then back to C. And that's basics of the notes of between C and C. All right. It's very important that you're comfortable when you're playing the keyboard. More than anything else, that your hand position is proper. You're comfortable. You know where you're, how to get to all your notes. It's kind of, I don't know how else to put it, but it's a bit like, well, I don't know. I don't know what this means, but that's about the way you play keyboards. You've got kind of a curve to your hand. It's a comfortable stance. You want to be sure that there's some air under here whenever you play. You don't want to get this kind of a thing going on, or even this kind of a thing. You're going to be right at the edge here. Your thumb should pretty much be just on the edge. Okay. Now you notice there's not much wrist movement in this. most of all, the movement that needs to be to play a keyboard needs to be in the fingers themselves. Okay. As a matter of fact, is the very first scale that we would learn. It is from C to G, and it's the major scale, the first 5 notes of the major scale. Basically, you play C, D, E, F, G, and then back down F, E, D, C. Okay. If you can play that with both hands, it would be best. So that's the very first scale that I would teach. And you can actually just scoot that up 1 note to the D, and then to the E, and then to the F, G, A, B, C. Okay? So that's the basic pattern for the first scale that we would learn. All right, I think that's probably good enough for the very, very first lesson. What I would ask you to do as a student is to go and practice these concepts. Be sure that you can recognize what notes are on the keyboard. Every single note, you can drill yourself and just randomly pick a note and say, okay, that's a A flat or whatever, and be sure that you know that. And also to be able to play this pattern. Be able to play it with both hands at the same time too. You might want to practice with your right hand, then with your left hand, or your left hand, then your right hand, however feels comfortable for you. But I think that'd be the very good first basic lesson. All right, guys, see you next time.